From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
You're watching All-Star 15 TV. To bring you all the action from Derby, Connecticut, here is AJ Capola.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, it is the Thunderstorm League of Racing, their penultimate race to the season, leading all the way to Homestead. It is the Roar before the Storm. We are at Martinsville. In the booth with me tonight, it is Devin. Devin, how you doing, pal? Tell us why you're up here, why we're going to have a lot of fun, and how difficult is this racetrack?
Hey guys, I'm having a lot of fun today. Well, this track in particular is going to be hard because, as we all know, short tracks tend to be, that bump and run, Rubbins racing kind of style of driving, so it's going to be pretty hard for everyone out here today. But also, the setup's pretty tight, something that makes driving into the corner a little bit harder for a lot of people. So we're going to see who has the skill to keep it down on the bottom and who's going to wash up the track.
So, how many laps have you actually run around this racetrack roughly, and how difficult is it really to get around this racetrack?
Well, last night I accidentally ran over 130 laps in this track, and I can tell you it was not fun whatsoever. The track is very hard to get into the first couple laps, but if we can get into a decent run, the car should, loosen up a little bit and finally get into more of a groove around 40 laps in.
So, we are doing roughly, 150 laps here tonight?
Yes.
And
it's a little bit long enough for a fuel run, but I don't think we'll ever get that far.
Well, I think we're going to have a lot of opportunities to see drivers hit pit road. This track is very, very difficult. It's also fun, but you really got to keep elbows up and really have to stay on to it. But with that being said, welcome everybody. Hopefully your week has gone by well so far. I'm AJ Capola. That's Devin Mosley. Devin, leading up into the Season 3 finale next week, why don't you give us a little insight on what we can possibly see from the Thunderstorm League of Racing in the future?
Well, we're currently working on our next season schedule, which is planning to be a really big one. Hopefully having some new tracks, some, returning tracks will be a lot of fun for everybody. But also just for this final race of the season, this battle for the lead's been kind of topsy-turvy with people missing races here and there. So you still might have a decent battle going into Homestead next week, which will be a lot of fun to see who comes out on top finally. Be one of the closest championships we've had in a long time.
So why don't you run down our little points situation? Why don't you tell everybody who's in the lead, what's the point differential before we actually get ready to grid tonight? As I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, for sure. Currently our leader is Zeke Willis, who has 9 starts, and he's ahead of Justin Lesher. Zeke Willis himself has about 3 wins, leading by a little over 50 points. But if one person doesn't show up for one race, you can lose that lead really quickly. JD Laird is deep in the hunt, and he is here tonight, so he can make a good run for the playoffs. Not the playoffs, but for the championship, if he can have a decent race tonight and a great win or a decent finish at Homestead. So we'll see out of those 3, maybe 4 with Jeff Ramsdale, if they could win this championship here in the last few weeks.
So, qualifying is over. Let's run through the starting lineup for the Roar before the Storm. Let's do it. Starting on pole once again, and it's happened a lot this season, it is JD Laird. Starting second outside of the front row, it is Justin Lesher. Starting third in the 46, it is David Cabrera. Chase Schaefer going to start fourth. Fifth goes to Tom Ogle. He's a newcomer in the league. Very interested to see how he does. He is fueled by White Claw. That's actually kind of funny. Bob Eldred's going to start in the 6th position. Josh Robinson is going to start in the 7th slot. 8th goes to Aaron Cavan. 9th is Jason Hickenbottom. And 10th, Lee Campbell. Ted Decker Jr. is going to start 11th. And Jeff Ramsdale is going to start 12th. Going to move on a little bit further on your screen.
Whatever.
And as I'm loading all that up, starting 13 is Samuel Harrell. Charles Van Shank is going to start 14th. 15th, it is Chris Spencer. Brad Hall in 16th. 17th is Gary Eldred. 18th goes to David Harden. Tony Edrington is going to start 19th. 20th, it is Jeremy Willis. Philip Bridgman going to start 21st. Sean Lester is going to start 22nd. Jarrett Manning is going to start 23rd. Isaac Wilson, 24th. And 25th, it is Richard Crane. Donnie Lyons going to be in 26th. And shotgun on the field, it is Curtis Rogers. Wow, we're going to have 2 parade laps getting ready to throw this gauntlet down. Devin, what are you looking forward to tonight with 75 laps on the board?
Well, with the 175 laps we have on the board, I'm looking for a little bit of patience out of everybody. Hopefully, with these, we have a new restart zone style racing added in, so we're seeing how we take to that and how the restart's going to go from there. But just patience, hoping for a little bit of patience going into the first couple laps of the start, so we can get into a decent run and seeing who actually has some speed on older tires.
Sorry about that. Didn't realize I was muted there. Pace car is going to hit pit road, and we are just seconds away from going green tonight. JD Laird, Justin Lesher going to start on the front row. And here we go. 175 laps of pure chaos around Martinsville.
Got a great jump on the outside, but it's not going to be enough.
No, I don't think so. Usually we could see that outside lane be pretty strong on a restart, but right there, JD Laird is able to put the power down and get away. And first caution out on the racetrack. Let's see. It looks like Richard Crane having an issue. Looking for that 36 Coca-Cola machine. Well, let's see what happens, because he's going to come out of turn 2, head down towards turn 3, and I'm guessing he's just going to lock it up. Ooh, he's going to overshoot it big time. And it looks like a lot of issues.
Yeah, it looks like I got a little bit earlier. The 23 got punted a little bit by the 11.
Do a lot of damage on that 36. So, are you surprised, Devin, that there's an early caution here tonight?
I'm not surprised. You know, it's a little sad that it happened, but it's going to happen on a short track like this. Someone's going to get in a little bit too hot behind someone who brakes a little sooner than they're used to, and they get sent around and blocks the track in the corner.
Yeah, this is a very tight racetrack, pretty much alluding to what you just said. It's very tight. There's not a lot of maneuverability, room to maneuver to get around drivers that make mistakes in front of you. But how important is track position? It seems like every short track we go to, it's track position, track position, track position. Do you consider this being another one of those racetracks?
Oh, for sure. On a track like this, where we'd expect to get more than maybe 10, 15 laps in at a time, if we do come to that point where we have to pit for tires or for fuel, because if you go green long enough, you will have to pit for fuel here. It's going to be more of, do you just pit for fuel and go, or do you pit for tires off, maybe for a little bit extra grip on a run that's coming up next? If you're in the back, I say get the tires, but if you're in the front, I say pit for gas and go.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of strategy play out tonight, but the first thing we need to do is get some green flag laps.
Indeed. The front of the field looks the same as we normally see it. You got JD Laird, then you got Chase Schaefer. And then we have the 3 car of Justin Lesher, and these 3 have all been next to each other all season long. And it will now be 3 to green. Caution has been extended by a lap.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking that because usually cautions do take a long time lap-wise when it comes to short tracks. But I really thought they were about to go green relatively, soon. But going green and 3 laps coming to 2 now, that's a long caution.
He just bumped it down to 2 to green, so it actually be coming to 1, hopefully. Yep, 1 to go right now. So I think he hit the wrong button. I think he added a lap when he meant to subtract a lap. So we'll be coming to green next time.
Darn those button boxes.
Restart zone.
Yes, it is. So we're actually going to jump on board with race leader JD Laird for this restart to see how effective that restart box actually is. You're going to see it on your screen momentarily. There's the Geico sign. We'll be quiet here so you can... And it looked like it worked perfectly. Heading down into turn number 1.
It definitely did its job there. It was a great restart. Everybody's still pretty tight-knit. To even get through 3 and 4.
David Cabrera in that 46, unfortunately stuck on that outside. Losing a couple spots, had a quick battle with Justin Lesher, but now able to get to that inside and try to gain some positions back.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to try to pass from position once a single file is out, but when you're on that outside line, you want to get down to the bottom as soon as you can. As long as you're outside there, you're going to lose spot after spot, so you just stick their nose in.
Well, up front, it's a 2-car breakaway with JD Laird and Chase Schaefer. We are so used to seeing that number 22 JDR Graphics Chevy Camaro up front every week. And it's always good to see Chase Schaefer racing, but when he races, he's always up front as well. So Devin, as we put lap 12 on the board, we can very much cruise through this race. If it stays green, we're going to see a lot of traffic. There are 27 drivers out on the track tonight, so you're going to see a lot of passing, a lot of leaders, lead lap cars trying to use lap down cars as picks. But with that being said, Devin, what would your strategy be early on?
Early on, it just set your groove and set a decent pace. You don't want to burn your tires off too much and lock up the brakes. With this car being tight like that, you're going to see a lot of people in the back locking up brakes, trying to get in a little deeper than they normally would. But if you're like right now looking at like a Chase Schaefer, you just want to stick as close as you can to JD Laird and wait for a lap traffic to catch him in the wrong spot and take advantage as soon as you can.
That's a very good point you're making here. And it looks like Chase Schaefer, those last couple laps, having very good runs, closing in on leader JD Laird.
JD Laird is just a wonderful driver. He runs a very strict line. He's very consistent, and that's what I like about watching him drive on racetracks, especially at short tracks. He rarely ever makes a mistake, and I don't want to jinx him, so knock on wood, but he does a very good job of holding that bottom line.
Yeah, it is difficult, and there's a car stopped on the racetrack. Couple of them. Caution finally flies. Gonna see what happened there. Trying to look for it on SDK, and nothing's popping up. Interesting.
I'm gonna look at the 65 car for a second.
That is Curtis Rogers in the Hooters machine. Let's see what happens as he's going to cross the start-finish line, head down into turn number 1. Oh, he's gonna get clipped by the 36.
It looks like he clipped someone else.
Yeah.
When he's finishing that spinoff.
That would be the 79 of Donnie Lyons.
It looks like the admins tried to keep it green, but the lap traffic was finally getting caught up to the leader, so it was just a little too close.
So what's going on, everybody, in the YouTube land? You are watching the Thunderstorm League of Racing every Wednesday night. Next week, it is their Homestead Championship race. Devin, can the champion be crowned tonight?
I don't think we're crowning a champion tonight. There's too many points to gain. We've had one of the most highest recorded attendance seasons we've had in a long time. So you'd have to win this race and then have the second place finisher be like the last place car in this race in order to guarantee yourself a finish at Homestead. Because anything can happen.
And you are 100% right with that. Anything can happen, and we've seen anything happen. You know, with this being a short track, I consider these just as much wild cards as super speedways, because anybody could win here. Would you agree with that, Devin?
Oh, for sure. And if you don't mind putting my Larry Mack hat on real quick, we have a huge strategy play by Chase Schaefer. He's already pitted, so it's going to put him back a few spots, while a lot of, I think, the top 10 stayed out. So he's going to have some traffic to work through on this next restart, and hopefully he doesn't get caught up in an accident.
Well, that's going to be very difficult. Getting through any sort of traffic on a short track, you need to pick your moments, pick your spots, and really don't wreck anybody. But then again, it being a short track, you know how easy it is for tempers to flare.
Oh, for sure. It looks like Chase Schaefer will come out 12th after being in second, so he will lose 10 positions for fresher tires. I don't know if they're worth it this early into a run. Like, even though we've ran maybe 13, 14 green flag laps, I'm not sure if that many laps on tires is going to be worth getting new ones over. As JD picks the outside with his teammate on the inside, I think they're going to play that little tag team letting himself in here.
Yeah, we're going to find out. That's JD Laird in the 22 and David Cabrera in the number 46. Both look-alike cars. That's gonna be difficult for you and I to figure out who is leading where and which car is which, because they look identical outside of the number.
Oh, for sure. I think what we'll have to do is make sure we keep track of the leader, and if we keep track of the leader, we'll keep track of whoever's second.
Like your style, Devin. I like your style. Don't listen to what anybody else says. But we are still under caution. We are under 25 laps to go. If we can get a nice green flag run, we can really set sail and pound laps down very fast.
It seems what happened. I listened into their communications on the admin side. They were having problems getting the lap car back their lap back. So we had to throw the caution a little bit further so we could get them back on the lead lap. We're going to be going green this time, hopefully.
Well, happy you can listen to that chat. We have 8 people watching right now. If you haven't yet, hit that share button. Send it out to anybody who likes NASCAR, because this is your midweek race. It is the Thunderstorm League of Racing, their penultimate race at Martinsville Speedway. Right now, JD Laird, David Cabrera up front as the pace car hits pit road. AJ Capola, Devin Mosley in the booth. Jeff Ramsdale and Charles Van Shank right behind them. And here we go, waiting for that restart box. Ramsdale tries jumping it. Oh!
Oh, that's not good.
And does that put out a caution right away? Oh, it definitely will.
It does. And we immediately saw what NASCAR drivers even in real life complain about. That tag team, people don't like being boxed in like that.
Yeah, you're going to see it happen here. We're going to slow it down. Everybody's anticipating when that leader is going to go. Jeff Ramsdale pops David Cabrera. Lee Campbell is going to pop Jeff Ramsdale. And they are just going to start a huge moment of chaos on this front stretch.
I wonder where Chase Schaefer came out of this one.
Well, he's going by your screen right there, and he currently is in that 7th position. This is why everybody just needs to be patient. I don't think we should have started with this new restart box, in my opinion, until everybody had a chance to run races by themselves. But hey, you play the hand you're dealt, and these drivers need to realize this is how the league is going to run. And I tried it earlier. It's not difficult to just wait for the car in front of you to go. Unless you're one of the top 2 cars, then you're trying a little restart game. Just go when the car in front of you goes. Because once the leader hits the gas, it's going to throw the green flag.
Exactly, it's a game of patience, but if you're the front 4, it's a game of, not jumping the gun necessarily, but calling your shot. Gotta be ready for when the leader actually does go. But when you are like the leader and you have teammates like we are seeing right here with JD Laird and Cabrera, you got to play the teammate game very carefully, because if you go too late, you end up stacking up just like that. You might end up with Matt Kenseth's situation on your hands.
Well, some of that was too late, but a lot of that was thinking they were going to restart once they touched the box. And you saw, one car go, another car go, oh crap, we're not going, and everybody lets off the gas. But everybody's getting rear-ended, or not everybody, but drivers are getting rear-ended, causing a big spin. This is the 3rd caution tonight, and we're not even 30 laps into the race. A quickie yellow, and we're going to see another restart. Ooh, did the pace car not go down pit road?
No, it seems we're having an issue with the caution laps, but we'll try to get back under green next time.
Yep. There goes the 65. I was wondering when Curtis Rogers was going to pass the pace car.
So we're going to have another one of this tag team restarts. See what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting now. The second row is flip-flop. Jeff Ramsdale on the outside while Charles Van Schenk on the inside. Here we go. Another restart by the 22. Where's he going to plan to go? Almost immediately when they hit the box, he is clear of teammate Cabrera as they head down towards turn number 1.
And that's how you draw it up. Just enough space to get clear and use your teammate as a pick to keep a gap between you and whoever might be chasing you down.
It was a very good move. We're going to go from high above turn number 1 to see a good most of the field here, as they're already single file all the way to Aaron Cavan and Jeremy Willis in 10th and 11th place. This is a heck of a view. This is one of my favorite cameras. But we're going to drop it back down to TV2.
Got a decent battle back here for 15th.
Looking for a battle. Chase Schaefer shooting to the inside of the 45 Charles. Gonna make that pass. Don't know if he's cleared him yet. Should definitely clear him in turn 1 here. That's gonna open up the door for Chris Spencer. Getting stuck on that outside could then allow more vehicles to fill the hole and locking you out or boxing you out to that outside lane.
And I wonder if that damage has anything to do with it too. His car does look a little ruffled up after that accident on that last restart. I wonder if that's helping, killing his drive off.
Well, when it comes to Martinsville, Bristol, Richmond, they're really not aerodynamic
Uh-oh.
needed. That 45 looked to have an incident there. And that does bring out another caution.
Looks like he wheel hopped to getting into 3.
Yeah, we're going to see it right here. Ooh. He bumps the 21, and I'm bumping the 21. He spins out and then gets tagged by the 47 of Sean Lester. So, while we are under caution for the 4th time, we are going to send it to a commercial break. Here is the Extreme Sim TV and the Nerds Doing Nerd Things opens. Enjoy. We will talk to you when we get back.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join Nerds Doing Nerd Things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back under the 4th caution of the evening tonight. AJ Capola, Devin Mosley in the broadcast booth. Next week, we go to Homestead Miami Speedway. That is the championship race for the Thunderstorm League of Racing. How'd you feel about season number 3, pal?
Up to this point, most of the races have been very good. Our numbers have been very up, which is very impressive. We've had a lot of fun with that. A lot of good races, good drivers coming in this season. This race is kind of an outlier for us. We haven't seen this many cautions all at once, but on the races we have seen a lot of cautions, they tend to eventually smooth out and have a decent green flag runs. And we're hoping for more of the same with this one, hopefully get it out of our system and finally at least get knocked off another 30 or so laps before we see another yellow, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that too, but you got to bring in that fast repair number. A lot of drivers have already used their fast repair. So if we get more cautions, you're going to see a lot more people out of this race.
Yeah, you're right. But the only problem with this race is I think we have 2. So the actually just have to see 2 times the incidence where some people might start dropping out. But hopefully it doesn't get that far.
Yeah, we will see. I think we might be getting the 1 to go. There it is, 1 to go. Chase Schaefer's going to have a little fun with David Cabrera taking that inside lane, that 46 on the inside lane, but leader JD Laird are going to once again choose that outside lane. Everything depends on where that 22 launches during the restart box.
You are very correct. So far, though, he's the only clean car on track. Everybody else does look like they're proper Martinsville cars.
Yeah, everybody's pretty much beating and banging, but nobody's really been around that 22 often enough to do some damage, but there he goes. Excellent restart. Cabrera filling the spot on that high lane. Side by side for that 3rd position, the 99 of Chase Schaefer and the 97 of Jeff Ramsdale. He needs to get to that inside because here comes the 21 of Chris Spencer. And look at Justin Lesher in that AC Delco number 3 trying to make that outside work.
He had a gap for a second, but it was just too small for him to slide down. Now he's stuck on the high side with the 97 of Jeff Ramsdale.
Well, the 96 should be clear now, and it looks like everybody's going to be single file right now. And caution out on the racetrack again. Ted Decker Jr., Philip Bridgman. Ted Decker Jr. is the 78 Blue Air Force car, and Philip Bridgman is the 48. So here we go. We're going to hit play and see what goes on the racetrack. There's Ted Decker Jr.'s car. Going to pass the start finish line, go into, oh God, he's going to get spun by, I think that's the 23.
He just wasn't clear.
Now, do you think Ted was blocking for that position?
I think he hasn't heard him yet. I don't think he heard his spotter say he wasn't clear yet, and he tried to block down, and it was way
Well, we're
too
going to
late.
rewind it and see it again. You're going to see the 23 of Brad Hall shoot to the inside, passing the start finish line. And before they even make the turn, the 78 is around. So here is the top 10 as we address the fifth caution of the evening, 45 laps in. Your race leader is the number 22 of J.D. Laird. David Cabrera sitting in second. Both teammates Chase Schaefer in the number 99 Apple Music Ford Mustang sitting in third. Fourth goes to Christopher Spencer so far. Fifth, it is Jeff Ramsdale in the Chevy Camaro DuPont number 97. Josh Robinson sitting in sixth in the number 6. Justin Lesher right there in the AC Delco number 3 sitting in 7th. 8th place goes to Aaron Cavan. Newcomer Tom Ogle in the 9th position. And Jason Hickenbottom in the number 44.
That's
rounding
the
out
last
the
name.
top 10. So we're probably going to go green on lap 50, giving us just about 126 laps to go. What have you noticed so far in the first 50 laps of this event?
What I've noticed so far is that we can't really say anything strategically about tires or maybe fuel strategy at the moment. What we can say is that restarts is where you make or break your race so far. These teammates have it locked up front, and there's not much anyone else behind them can do about it if we can't get more green flag laps in.
So let's see, is that light going to come off the pace car? Yes, it does. We are going to go green 1 lap earlier than expected, or at least expected in my, brain. We're going to grid up another time. And are we going to see another restart game by teammates out front, J.D. Laird and David Cabrera? When do you think that stops?
I think it stops once one of them gets spun, and I don't know how much patience I know Chase Schaefer can be a patient person, but I'm not sure how much that 21 has for patience.
Oh, pace car hits pit road, and we are green once again. David Cabrera looks like he wants that lead. He's in a challenge teammate, J.D. Laird, coming off of turn 2. Here's the run by the 22, and it looks like the 46 put up a very, very good effort, but that 22 on the outside, still very strong. Already going single file through the top 5, top 6. Justin Lesher is going to tuck in. Aaron Cavan is going to look to the outside of that AC Delco machine.
Aaron Cavan is one of those drivers you fall asleep on for no reason, then he comes out and he shows you how good he actually really is. So
Well,
I seeing him up front this race.
It looks like he's voluntarily taking that outside lane. As I say that, he's ducking towards that inside really hard on those brakes. Didn't see any tire smoke, which is always a plus. But we just passed 50 laps. Let's go to David Cabrera. Gonna watch a lap as he's trying to chase down race leader and teammate J.D. Laird. Ooh, they're shifting. Interesting. Are you surprised in that?
I'm very much so surprised. Like, there's something I know you do in the Cup car because with that fifth gear and it having the ratios being all weird makes things kind of crazy. You shift from third to fourth in the Cup car. That's not something I would see you normally doing in the Xfinity car. It's not something I would have normally tried.
Yeah, I am very shocked on that. But hey, it looks like it's working. He's holding that second position with a very, very caved in quarter panel. Ooh, Chase Schaefer hits the wall coming out of turn 2. Your top 3 under a blanket, separating from the field. Caution out on the racetrack. Let's see. It looks like something happened with Jeremy Willis. Where is Jeremy? Jeremy is the 18. Let's see what happens. Ooh, the 65 of Curtis Rogers just gets into him, spins him around. He's out of the way. Oh, he's going to come back up on the racetrack, but the caution is out well before that. Difficult racetrack. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this Wednesday evening. Hopefully, your week has gone by well. Hit that like button. Subscribe to All Star 15 TV. We have a lot of fun every week when it comes to the Thunderstorm League of Racing. Last week was a barn burner. Devin, why don't you talk to us a little bit about Kansas last week?
I was out of town for Kansas. I didn't watch it directly. I had to watch your stream, which was very good, by the way. You did a very great job at Kansas. But Kansas saw a lot of pit strategy. I think that one would have been better for me to commentate on strategy-wise. Pit strategy played a role into it. There were fast cars. At the end of the day, there was a lot of swapping for position, the high side and the low side. And the high side ended up being the best way around.
Yeah, it looked like the high side was the way around. And I really got to thank Reese Kelva for joining me up in the booth. Him and myself are going to be working together in a broadcasting venture for another league, which I'm very excited about, and I mean very excited about. But yeah, our rapport seems to be very well. We work very well, and I'm very excited to work with him in the future. But it was nice to get a little look into how that's going to run. But up front, it is still both teammates. JDR Graphics pretty much leading the way and have been leading the way the whole time.
If you didn't know who they were before, you know who they are now. You also know where to get your paint schemes from. These guys are leading the race this entire time. These two, if they believe, led every single lap so far. I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon.
Nothing's going to stop them now. Either one of these two drivers have led every single lap so far. I actually think JD has led every lap. I don't think David Cabrera has yet to lead a lap yet.
I believe you were right on that instance. Was that a Panama reference, by the way?
What was the little tune?
Yeah.
No, that was a you're going to laugh at me, and everybody at home is going to laugh at me. As Devin, I know you know, I'm a huge Disney nut. And there's a ride called Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And it's Nothing's going to Stop Us Now. Before we get copyrighted. Because, I can't sing number 1, and Disney will be like, shut that stuff off. But here we go, heading towards the restart box one more time. Teammates Cabrera, Laird, Schaefer, Ramsdale. Here we go. Green flag once again. Cabrera with another good restart. Let's see what happens with JD on that outside. Does he clear the 46? Not off the start, but it looks like going into turn number 3, the 22 is going to be clear. Battle for 4th right now between Josh Robinson and Jeff Ramsdale. They are side by side. Ramsdale in the wall, stuck on that outside.
What I noticed about that restart was Chase Schaefer and Jeff Ramsdale are not playing these games anymore. They were trying to get them to go a lot sooner than they have been going so far, and they're getting sick and tired of this teammate game. We'll see if they can finally break it up, if Chase Schaefer can finally get by.
Well, we're going to go look back up to this front pack right now as they are separating themselves by about a half a second from the field. Schaefer...
You got a bump and run.
Yep, uses David Cabrera And let's see if that gets repaid going into turn number 3. Yes, it does a little bit, but Schaefer able to hold on to it. Now let's see, was that just a one bump for one bump, or oh no, there goes David Cabrera trying to make the pass one more time, but JD Laird is now pulling away due to the battling.
They are definitely not being friends.
No, they are not. I mentioned it earlier. Martinsville, short track racing, wherever, brings out the worst tempers in everybody. As Schaefer's going to cycle back right now to the 4th position with Josh Robinson in that number 6 right behind him.
And this is where that patient comes in. Got a little greedy and was getting sick of those restarts, so he gave him the bumper, but it's a little early, and it might cost him a spot eventually.
Yeah, JD Laird with just about a second lead over David Cabrera. Clean air and nobody in front of you is key. You're going to look back here for the battle for the 5th position. That's Aaron Cavan, and then the 38 of Bob Eldred as he pops the apron. Little bit of a blinking with that 83 Tom Ogle, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was saying his last name too. Tom has been a very fast driver. He has fast laps when he's able to, but clean air is what gives you those chances.
Ooh, Ramsdale really loose coming off of turn 4. Almost gets spun by Sean Lesher, Justin Lesher. Oh, he's going to kill the wall in turn 1. And we are going to stay green. Jeff Ramsdale kind of blocking traffic halfway down the backstretch. Everybody with evasive maneuvers.
Dearly. His night's not over, though. There's still a lot of this race left.
And we will most likely see another caution, and I think a lot of these drivers are waiting to use that fast repair.
That's the thing about racing some of these league races. You think, there'll be another caution, I'll use it later, and the rest of the race grows green, and you never knew when to use it.
Well, this has been our longest run so far tonight with almost 20 laps. Yeah, knock on wood. Well, I don't have wood. I have particle board. It's all this IKEA furniture.
Looks like Chase Schaefer's finally rebounded back to 3rd. Gonna have to track down David Cabrera all over again. Hey, AJ, are you muted up there?
No, I am not muted. Unfortunately, I had to attend to something as cautions out on the racetrack. Issue with Jarrett Manning, and it looks like the number 11 of Gary Eldridge. Let's take a look at this. You see the number 7 Blue Devils machine right in the middle of your screen, and right behind him is Gary Eldred. Let's take a look. Oh, Gary gets off the turn very well and clips the number 7, and the 7 tries saving it all the way down the backstretch. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but man, that was a big beating and banging right there. What are your thoughts on that one there, Mr. Devon?
I don't know. That feels fishy to me. Like he missed the corner almost entirely. But that'll be something we have to look at back later on the admin side, because it's just a little questionable right there.
Wow, and here come pit stops, both leaders on pit road. That's going to give Chris Spencer the race lead right now, followed by Justin Lesher and Brad Hall all staying out. That's going to put JD and Chase Schaefer and David Cabrera in 12th, 13th, and 14th respectively. Uh-oh, what's happening with David Cabrera? Very slow coming off pit road. Hope he's not having it. Hope he's not having an issue. He's about to get lapped.
Is he? Oh no.
Yeah, he's just getting lapped now. Oh, no, never mind. Maybe he had to step away for a second. There he goes. Phew, that could have gotten very unfortunate.
For sure.
So, we had a very decent run right there. We're just about halfway. Actually, we're not about halfway yet. We still got about 15, 20 more laps before we're halfway. But we're getting close to halfway. Devin, with that being our longest green flag run, talk about the attrition that we saw on the racetrack.
Well, for some, we did see a lot of patience, waiting to get the right move when the bottom would open up so you can stick your nose in, but also saw a lot of bumping already. People's patience and, their tempers already starting to flare up. And this is going to carry over throughout the race. It's still got a lot of laps to go. Still got just under 100 laps to go. So we'll see how much patience is still left in the tank and how many more bump and runs we see. But we have a new leader, so we're going to have a totally different type of restart now.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. Christopher Spencer, Justin Lesher on the front row. You see both JDR vehicles in the background along with Chase Schaefer, but here we go. Let's see how well Chris Spencer is going to do on this restart.
And he goes right as soon as he gets the box.
And he's going to go up to the high side.
There it goes. Oh, no.
Wow, that reminded me of, oh, God. It's a huge parking lot party. Wow. Gonna have to rewind that. I was not expecting
Did he
that.
miss a shift? You gotta go cockpit view for that one.
All right. You asked for it. We're going to do it. Here's a cockpit view of Justin Lesher on the outside. Here we go. 21's going to come up and try to get the run. And Lesher just never slows down. Ooh. Oh, he's on his roof. And he's on all four tires again. Wow. Wow. Oh. Hi, David Harden. That was not good. We're going to see it from Chris Spencer's point of view. Coming off of turn number 4, taking the green almost immediately. Going to go right to that outside. And just trying to make the turn, and boom.
And that's where you got to watch for people. I think he hit the brakes a lot earlier than people expected. And then when he dove down, having more speed, like did everyone with him.
Here comes pretty much everybody else on pit road now. Still got the 45.
See a lot of fast repairs be used.
Oh, absolutely. The 45 stays out and assumes the lead. Jeremy Willis and Aaron Cavan as well going to be up front for this restart unless they choose to pit now when pit road is a little less congested.
If I were out right now, I wouldn't pit. There's not been a long enough run for tires. And on the other hand, it's just safer up front these days, seeing how these wrecks happen in the middle or even in the front now, as you just saw. We can officially say there are no clean cars in this race.
Well, unless the ones that just took the fast repair.
Very true.
when that light goes off on the pace car, there it goes. You're going to see a lot of drivers, including that 46 of David Cabrera, get a lap back. He will be on the lead lap now. But up front is the 45 of Charles Van Schenk and Jeremy Willis. Here we go. Green flag's about to get in the air.
It seems we had an iRacing error. They dropped the green flag on the backstretch.
Yeah, I saw that. That was weird. And it looked like an admin might have called an immediate caution once again to try to get that fixed. So they're going to pace around. Going to try to get everything figured out, because that was very weird. It happens sometimes with these short tracks.
Yeah, I think what might have happened is might have thought someone else was the leader and just called the green flag because I guess iRacing was just okay with it.
Wow, I'm surprised they didn't shorten this this caution just to get everybody wrangled back up and where they should be. But everybody, you are watching All-Star 15 TV, and it is the Thunderstorm League of Racing, their penultimate race here at Martinsville Speedway, currently being led by the 45 of Charles Van Schenk, and outside of him it is Jeremy Willis. In the booth it is Devin Mosley and myself, AJ Capola. Hope you all are having a wonderful week. Just about halfway through this race tonight.
Yeah, we should be about halfway through in about 3 or 4 more laps.
Yeah, I'll let you figure that out, because math, no bueno.
Math was my strong suit.
No bueno.
Probably about 3 laps, we'll be about halfway. And then once we get halfway, we'll see how much patience everyone has left.
Well, they can roughly get around this place in just about 20 seconds. And this is our 9th caution of the evening, and we're not halfway. Do you think we're going to get a little more of a green flag run as cars slowly start to get eliminated due to the cautions?
Well, that would depend on people's, their patience. But I think we will once we start getting some gaps in the field.
Well,
so we're still trying to get some stuff figured out.
JD Laird is sitting in 8th. David Cabrera currently sitting in 18th. But Chase Schaefer sitting in that 4th spot on the outside of row number 2. He is sitting a lot better out of the early top 3.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think they're just trying to get some, admin stuff just straightened out, make sure everybody's back where they're supposed to, lap cars, everything straight up.
Looks like we have a lap and a half before we go green once again. Everybody's been pacing around for quite some time now. If you've pit within the last, I would say, 5 to 10 laps, you should be perfectly fine with making it the rest of the way on fuel. But it all depends on how much you burn up those tires.
But yeah, we're done for the fueling. It's about tires at this point, if we even need them. As long as these runs stay short, you should be fine staying out the rest of the race.
And the lights off on the pace car. On this restart, we will be going to a crank it up. So it's going to be very fun, very interesting. So get ready, pull those belts tight. You're going to hear the sights and sounds of the Thunderstorm League of Racing getting around this half mile of Martinsville Speedway. You ready for that crank it up there, pal?
Oh yeah, let's get ready. Let's do it.
Here we go. And we've got a pullback caution out once again. Got about a lap and a half of that Crank It Up, powered by the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. And let's go and see what happened. Let's go look at Richard Crane in that number 36. We're going to go to the blip cam. Here it is, coming off a turn 4, has Brad Hall underneath him. He's going to overshoot it, still looking good. Oh, the 11 is just going to clip the apron and just tap the 36 around. The 11 is Gary Eldred, and very unfortunate for Richard Crane, just in a wrong spot at a wrong time to bring out our 10th caution of the evening.
And Gary Eldred has called it a night. He's parked it and disconnected and gone home.
Yeah, this track can get very, very frustrating. And unfortunately, tempers will get the best of you for a while. Good restart for that number 45. Charles Van Shank doing a really good job pretty much holding the lead there. And he's going to have to do it all over again. Really curious to see how hard of a battle Aaron Cavan gives him. Now, Devin, you've raced with a lot of these drivers through the couple seasons. Who are you looking out for to make it through the field to try to get towards the front? Or do you think Charles is in a spot to where if he stays right where he is and does what he does, he's going to win this race?
Well, he's definitely in a good spot right now with like the trends that we've seen so far, the cautions on and cautions off. But Chase Schaefer and JD Laird have both made their way up to the top 5. So if they get one good restart where they can get past 1 or 2 cars really quickly, they will be a massive threat for Chuck coming on any restart that follows after.
Yep, and we are currently pacing around just shy of lap 100. It's been a very interesting race. A lot of carnage. It's been a lot of fun for me having you up here, Devin. I know we've called a race before. I think that was Rockingham.
It was.
And it was a lot of fun having you up there. I very much enjoy having people up in the booth with me. It makes time go by a lot faster, and it helps with not looking like I'm talking to myself the whole time.
Well, I'm glad to be of service, buddy.
Because I don't need help to make myself look crazy. I heard that. I heard you laughing over there.
No.
You wouldn't
Lights
do
are
that.
off the pace car now. So,
Yep, gonna take that left-handed turn down pit road. And Aaron Cavan's gonna have to, there he goes, even up with the number 45, Chuck Van Shank. And here we go. When is he gonna launch? Oh, very good restart.
Never got going.
Aaron Cavan just never went. That's going to give the first 3 cars on the inside the preferred lane, and away they go. Chase Schaefer right behind him, trying to get by Jeff Ramsdale. To the inside, any contact? No. And the yellow is out again for that number 3 of... Did that say Justin Lesher? Yes, it did. Champion hopeful Justin Lesher. All right, we're going to back it up and see what happens. It looks like... Actually, I'm not too sure what happened. He's not currently on the racetrack. There he is.
Hey, blinked out for me, and then next thing you know, there's a wreck somewhere.
Yeah, he very much blinked out for me. Like, caution hasn't even happened yet. He blinked out. Richard Crane also. Oh, there he goes. There's the 36. Let's see what happens. I'm happy I'm not the only one that's seeing these vehicles blink in and out with these cautions.
It's up to the 47. That's who caused this accident.
Ooh, the 47 of Sean Lester.
It's dive bombed by the 93.
Of Isaac Wilson in the Mission 22 Chevy Camaro. So this time by, we will put lap 100 on the board.
You know, we have yet to give that 22 its just due as we normally... That 93, my bad. It's just due as we normally do each race. Want to do that real quick?
Yeah, let's do it. Gotta go find his car on the overlay. Are you talking about the 93 Isaac Wilson?
Yes.
Wait. There it is. Sitting in 8th place. For some reason I was looking further back, so I apologize. Not calling him a bad race car driver. But there is the Mission 22 car of Isaac Wilson. And while we're under caution, since it's on the car, let's play a little preview of the Mission 22.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
And we are back. That was a little commercial for the Mission 22, and you can see that on the number 93 Chevy Camaro of Isaac Wilson, currently sitting in that 9th position. But we got the one to go. Up front, it is Charles Van Shank on the outside with the number 43 tied Chevy Camaro of Samuel Harrell.
Those are going to have at least 73 more laps to go. Hopefully, we don't need any of those green-white checkers. So we can get this race down and over with. Looking forward to Homestead. Should be a lot more space for these drivers. A lot more fun.
Well, here we go. Pace cars on pit road. And Samuel giving a lot of room to the 45, stacking up that hole inside. Still stacking up that hole inside. Might work out for him. JD Laird's going to move to the outside. That's going to allow Chase Schaefer to cut underneath him. JD's going to try to make the pass on the outside with Jeff Ramsdale going way wide. He's going to clip the 22. Oh, big incident on the racetrack with race contender, the number 22, JD Laird. Holy cow, carnage everywhere.
Yeah, we had two incidents there. One with Ramsdale getting way high, and then Laird getting into Harrell right there.
Yeah, you're looking at Jeff Ramsdale come back down the track and maybe not knowing Christopher Spencer's there and just blocks the whole track. Unfortunately, JD Laird in that incident as well. We're going to take a look and see how much damage is on that number 22 as he gets pinned up against the wall with Samuel Harrell. Going to see it on board with that number 22 from the gyro cam. There's probably a good bunch of nose damage on the front of that number 22. But let's check it out. That doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad, but let's check that right side. Let's go take a look at that right rear. And the right front. Oh yeah, there's a lot of right side damage on that machine. Not good, sir. Not good, sir, at all. Could possibly be a tire rub, but you know iRacing, they don't really have a blown tire model, but looks like damage once again on the number 99 of Chase Schaefer. That whole front end is beaten and mangled. Looks like that whole Mustang front end could just fall off at any second now.
With every accident, we see new faces up front with a chance of winning. How about Jason Higginbottom up front now in the 4th place with that nice throwback paint scheme?
I like it. It's a very simple scheme.
Oh yeah, it calls back to that old retro Piedmont scheme that you raced a long time ago. Lap 108 on the board, which means we still have over 60 laps to go.
Yeah, we have a lot of laps to still complete tonight with 3 attempts at a green white checkered. Am I right with that?
Yes, we do have 3 attempts.
Dun dun dun.
Look who's in second though. You got Chase Schaefer. Right behind him is JD Laird.
With a lot
I'm
of
pretty sure you
damage.
give Chuck at least a somewhat of a run for his money.
A lot of damage.
Chuck is going to go for the outside.
Yep. We've seen that a lot with the leader, but a lot of damage on the 99, the 22, and the 97 currently sitting in that 5th position. Well, here we go. Let's see another restart here.
We're going to try again. And there he goes.
Good restart. Actually, Chase Schaefer not with that great of a restart. Very shocked by that. Gonna ride the bottom. Gonna try to take second place from Jason Hickenbottom. Going into turn number 3. They're still side by side for that second position.
Finally clearing him off the 4. Going to try to set his sights on that 45 going into 1 and 2. Going on the high side, that's very risky.
That is very risky. You're going to put yourself up there for a possible, freight train on the inside. But look, that's where JD and both David Cabrera. Here goes Isaac Wilson. Try to get past Jeff Ramsdale on the inside. Are they going to touch it all? Jeff Ramsdale able to put the power down. Going to be able to pull away just a little bit. Issue with Curtis Rogers. If we stay green, we'll take you back to that when we have time. But issue with Curtis Rogers, and he jumps to pit road.
Single file through the front 5 now.
Single file all the way back to
8th place.
7th and 8th place for Jeff Ramsdale, Josh Robinson, and Bob Eldred. Getting a nice run going right now. Everybody from 1st to 17th are on the lead lap. Caution out on the racetrack.
Did the 22 spin his teammate? I caught the very end of that.
That looks like that might have been. Never posted an SDK that there was a crash, so we're going to have to go back and find that manually. Here we go. We're going to put it at a quarter speed, and you tell me, Devin, what does it look like to you?
Looks like the 46 got aggressive to me. Then he bounced off the wall right into his teammate. It's a shame. So early in this race, they had it under so much control. Now they're fighting to get back to the front, and it's not working out for them.
Oh, I just realized my mic was muted. Big issue between two teammates, like you alluded to, the 22 of JD Laird and the 46 of David Cabrera. Hate to see two teammates get into it like that.
And the only person this is helping is Chuck Benshike.
Now we're coming to lap 120. That's going to give us 55 to go. So far, it's been a lot of fun, especially with you, Devin. A lot of incidents on the racetrack. Do you take that as a Martinsville issue, a practicing issue, or an aggression issue?
This isn't a Martinsville issue. I've seen cleaner races than this. This is definitely an aggression issue. People lacking patience in a lot of areas. Um, it's just one of those things where, once you've mixed the field up by speed, people try to get aggressive or people overstep what they're used to doing because it's race time, and mistakes are made and they compound and other people get involved.
Yeah, and you hate to see just innocent bystanders just get involved. You really don't like to see it. It happens in every form of racing. You could just be running your race, minding your own business, and boom, car in front of you, you're both wrecked out. That's happened to you multiple times, Devin.
Hey, I don't want to talk about those races. Some of them were my fault, some of them were others.
Some, don't you mean most? I kid, I kid, I kid, I kid. Or
Well,
do
there was
I?
that one race at Charlotte last year where I kind of blocked on accident looking at my pit box too much. Ended up in the fence.
Yeah, you don't want to end up in the fence. That's no good.
I believe the lights are off the pace car, so we're going to finally go back green again.
Yes, they are, and we are 100% going back green on lap 121. Here we go. Excellent restart from that outside. Chase Schaefer not going once again.
I wondered something up with that motor because once he's up to speed, he's okay, but before then, he just doesn't seem to get the launch like he used to.
But there they go. JD Laird putting a lot of pressure on Van Shank. Excuse me. Who had a little bit of a coughing fit right there. He's going to try to diamond the turn to try to get the better run down the front stretch. It's working. He is there. Going to back it up just a little bit. Going to try it once again. And a caution back out on the racetrack. Caution number 14
all that whistle
of the evening. Isaac Wilson, Justin Lesher. Isaac Wilson in the 93. Let's see what just happens. He just loses it going into turn number 3. Tries to stay in it, blocking the track, and gets tagged by the number 3.
They could have stayed green there.
I think so as well. But is this iRacing throwing the cautions, or is this a league administrator throwing the cautions?
This is a league admin caution.
Ah.
We've been trying to hold the whistle ourselves, but can't be too careful, I suppose. I was
It's
going to say, though, before the caution interrupted us, was that I was wondering what JD Lair was going to do when he finally did get to Chuck, because we still have plenty of time to not use the bumper, but with the cautions, do you just go ahead and do it?
Yeah, there is a lot of time still in this race. And right now, you're going to have JD on the outside or inside of that front row. So look for him to be very aggressive to take that lead.
So I can't do pit strategy. Let's do restart strategy. So behind you right now, you have JD Laird, and behind him, you have Jeff Ramsdale. Behind him, you have Chase Schaefer.
Mm-hmm.
If you are the leader, I would totally go with the high side because it allows you to have the 97 jump with you,
Yep.
and that'll keep him, 22, from getting inside you too quickly. With that being done, you probably give yourself at least a little bit more time to get out of the way.
Well, I would assume so. You really need to pick your battles, and the way you just broke it down really makes the most
Bottom is
sense.
best points.
But here's the thing. You know JD's good on that outside. Would
Yep,
you
there it is. He picked the bottom like I thought he would, because if the 97 can get him just a few seconds, maybe he can buy himself some time to get a little bit of distance between the 22.
Are you live? Because he did that about 10 seconds before you said something.
No, I'm live. I think I might have been talking over you a bit, so I tried to take a pause.
You're fine. But here we go. Going green one more time. We're going to put 115 on the board. When I 115, 128. He waited a long time there. But there's JD to that outside. He's going to try to pinch the 45, which... Another incident there. And the 45 not even bother holding the brake and just comes across the track and takes out almost half the field. Wow.
Would I be wrong in saying the race has overstayed its welcome?
Who has?
The race has overstayed its welcome.
A lot of damage on that number 22 of JD Laird. We're going to go back and see that. Very aggressive from both drivers, Chuck Van Schenk and JD Laird, but wow. I'm kind of surprised after everything that happened, and once Chuck was having that issue, myself, I would have just started holding the brakes so I didn't cause, damage, to other drivers. But it looks like he accelerates all the way across the track and just smacks the 6 of Josh Robinson.
That is the way it looks on my end too. I don't know. It's like you have the lead and you're losing it, and kind of get desperate and you just go for it.
And that brings out the 15th caution tonight.
So who's our new leader?
Our new leader is the 97 of Jeff Ramsdale. And by my calculations, 15 cautions through 130 laps. That's about 8.6 laps per caution. Which, there's 15 cautions. You get about 4 laps of caution. That's 60 laps of under caution so far.
Man.
Because math. Not in my head. Using the calculator.
Yeah, that's one way to do it, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Screw trying to do it, in my head. Then I get wrong answers.
The current top 5 now is Jeff Ramsdale, David Cabrera, Chase Schaefer, JD Laird, and Jason Higginbotham, who is still hanging in there. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he sneaks one here at this rate.
No, he's been very consistent within that top 10 and now that top 5. I wouldn't be surprised at all. His car honestly looks the best out of the top 5. Damage-wise, because they just put out a new damage model, and, man, they are really showing it.
Jeff Ram's just going to pick the bottom, putting the teammates both on top.
I would have split them up completely.
I agree. Got Chase Schaefer right down there. He has terrible restarts past few times. If I wanted someone to get inside of an opposing teammate, I would have totally taken the top side. So here we go. Pace car is off, coming back to green. How this restart goes.
Yep. In control of the 97 of Jeff Ramsdale. And he goes just as he hits the box. Excellent launch. Heading towards turn 1, going to be uncontested. But that second place between Cabrera and Schaefer. Side by side as they exit turn 2, heading down towards turn 3.
Remember, from early this race, they already had a run-in, bump, and running each other, so no love lost.
Yeah, but they've also had about 60 to 70 laps to cool off. But they're getting to the back of that 97 very fast. The 97 gets tagged a couple times by the 99. Sean Lester, Aaron Cavan, and David Harden with issues on the racetrack. Let's see it as they go into turn number 3 and 4. Currently looking at David Harden, and ooh, big issue between all 3 of those drivers. A lot of damage there as well.
Yeah, no room coming off the corner right there.
So we're under caution number 16, 136 laps in. We just hit less than 40 laps to go. We are going to send it to the Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast and Extreme Sim TV. We'll be back after those 2 wonderful show plugs.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join Nerds Doing Nerd Things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Back here at Martinsville Speedway, it has been an absolute barn burner tonight. Race leader Jeff Ramsdale, followed by the 46 of David Cabrera, the 99 of Chase Schaefer, G.D. Laird in 4th, and Jason Hickenbottom in the 5th position. That's rounding out the top 5. Lights are off on that Ford Mustang pace car. We're going to go green on lap 140. 35 laps to go. Devin, what are you thinking with this 35 laps to go?
I think at this point we need to keep them under green, because as long as we're pacing, we actually might hit that clock if we don't stop going.
Really, how much time is left?
We have 35 minutes left.
Oh. Does it show time if I switch it to time? No, it does not. Oh, wait. No, it does not change it. Thought it would have. Great restart by Jeff Ramsdale and Chase Schaefer. That outside lane does not go between those 2 teammates. A lot of damage on the 22 of J.D. Laird, running a modified, it looks like, with no front fender. 77 gets loose underneath. He's going to block the track. And we are going to stay green, it looks like. Oh! Oh, wow. Let's go back and see this. It's all going to start with that 77 of Tony Edrington getting loose underneath J.D. Laird. That's going to cause all this to happen. He's going to clip the 18, the 38, and going to put it 3 wide. Big issue with the 36 of Richard Crane blocking the track. Samuel Harrell having nowhere to go. Big issue right there for the 17th caution of the evening. Just 142 laps in.
Had a big lockup on that left front, and that started the whole thing.
Oh, is that what caused the 77 to spin?
Yes, sir.
Ah.
Next you know, they're 3 wide coming off a corner, and there's just no more room to accelerate off.
Well, didn't really hurt the 77 that much. He's currently sitting in that 10th position. So even causing the wreck, is still sitting within that top 10. As a lot of cars are now on pit road.
You know who snuck back up into the top 10? Chuck Van Schaik.
Yes, he has. He's currently in that 9th position. But you're right. We might see that time really creep in with just about, 30 minutes remaining?
Just about 33 minutes.
I mean, we should make it. Even under pace laps, it's only about... Oh no, we're going to need some green flag laps because you're doing about 45 to 50 seconds a lap under caution. You very much need to run some green flag laps.
Pace lights are out. Line back up. 97 on the bottom, 99 on the top. And his nemesis, the 46 on the bottom.
Dun dun dun.
Pray they stay clean.
Well, Jeff Ramsdale, Chase Schaefer, your front row. Pace car hitting pit road. We're going to go green. Momentarily putting lap 146 on the board. All right, there goes Ramsdale. Cabrera
The tires on the
really
46.
spins the tires. Here comes the 44 on the outside, really putting that power down. Chase Schaefer looking to the outside of Jeff Ramsdale.
Not sure if that's a power move or just being desperate. I wouldn't normally try the high side, but he's making it work.
I think the 97 is just being very cautious that he doesn't come up and touch the 99, as the 99 almost clips the wall. David Cabrera, I thought, was about to try to put it 3 wide. As I say that, Ramsdale uses the 99 completely up.
And that high side power move does not pay off, as he falls back at least 3 spots.
Oh, the 97 and the 99 get into it, and that's what caused Schaefer to lose a couple spots there. Ends up clipping the wall on exit of turn 4. Ramsdale, gonna run way wide. That's gonna cost the 47 Cabrera and Ramsdale. Going into turn number 3. And Cabrera is just gonna send the 97 into turn 3. And he's gonna fall all the way back to 8th place. Up front, it is J.D. Laird, followed by Chase Schaefer. Isaac Wilson up 21 positions, currently sitting in that 3rd spot.
Isaac Wilson right now is the definition of patience from where he started to where he currently is. He's currently earning his position for 3rd right now.
Yeah, he's very much earning it, as we have 25 laps to go in the race tonight. Currently watching that battle for third. That's Isaac Wilson, Bob Eldred.
He's close, but not quite close enough to either get under him or to make that bumper move. This battle for third is going to soon turn into a battle for second as the 99's been falling back.
Yeah, JD is pulling away, and this battle for second place is just intensifying. With 22 laps to go. There they go, heading down to turns 3. These second, third, and fourth place drivers all under a blanket.
We got the lap traffic of the number 77 Anthony Edrington ahead. Let's see how quickly they make work of that car.
It's going to be interesting. Always getting around a lapped vehicle is a pain in the butt, especially around short tracks. They should be catching him in just about a lap and a half, if not 2.
The thing about lap traffic, you don't know where they're supposed to go. If they go high, you're ruining your exit. If they go low, they're ruining your entry.
Bob Eldred's going to shoot to the inside. I thought he was going to shoot to the inside. Everybody watches up the racetrack in 3 and 4. Isaac Wilson going for P2 to the inside of Chase Schaefer.
Got the bumper and that ruined his exit. He's going to fall back into the clutches of fourth place.
Yes, it did. It very much ruined his exit. And it ruined his entry in the next turn because there goes Bob Eldridge into P number 3. David Cabrera has crashed. Brad Hall has crashed. Yellow flag out with just 18 laps remaining.
That green flag run definitely bought us some time.
Oh, absolutely. Looks like David Cabrera is already in the wall there. Let's see what caused it. Was it just user error? Going to go into turn number 3 and just couldn't get slowed down. And he's just going to gas it way too hard. Ooh, and he's going to get T-boned by the 18 and the 23. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to leave a mark.
That's not what his teammate wanted to see. He had a clean lead and was out of there.
And JD's doing that with such a broken vehicle. With just 16 laps remaining, stick with us. At the end of the race tonight, we will interview the top 3 drivers and get some viewpoints on next week's race, the championship race, which I wouldn't really call it a championship race. It's a season finale race. Because the championship might actually be decided tonight. Because Zeke Willis isn't here. Oh, never mind. It can't be because Sean Lester is almost 40 laps down. Never mind. So, Devin, with 15 laps to go, what are you expecting?
I'm expecting, honestly, more bump and runs, more people trying to gain one last spot. But at the same time, I might be seeing, people actually start to just kind of settle in, accept where they are, and just get this race over with. We have little more than 10 laps to go, so we will see how much people would actually want that extra spot. Is it worth wrecking over?
It really depends. Because you need to be able to get away from the driver. You turn, you wreck. Because if he has a shot at you, hell, he might even Matt Kenseth you.
Uh-oh. Chase Schaefer looked like he took his fast repair. It looks like he might be expecting some more carnage up ahead of him.
Here we go. Green flag in the air. 13 laps to go. JD with a great restart.
The 38 isn't going away quietly, though. He's still back
Cabrera and
there.
Jarrett Manning having an issue. Yellow flag out once again. Cabrera once again having an issue. All right, they're going to go into turn number 1. He's going to try to miss the 36. Coming off the turn, he's just going to keep bumping that 36. Oh! Wow. That was, that didn't look very well. Race leader up front, J.D. Laird. Followed by Bob Eldred and Isaac Wilson.
Chase Schaefer has manually disconnected, so I wonder if that was his last incident before he got DQ'd for the night.
Oh, wow.
That's something that we haven't been thinking about this race. We do have DQ limits here. So I wonder how many people have hit that DQ limit and have had to go home now. And as I check my scoring, Dave Cabrera has been DQ'd. Like, that's as far as we'll score him tonight. Richard Crane has also been seized across flags tonight.
Well, that is not good, and I'm being told by league control that interviews will not take place after this race tonight. I'm guessing that is due to the driver frustration and not wanting to put somebody on blast on live YouTube. I don't know. I've just been told by league control that interviews are not to take place after the race tonight. Which, in my opinion, is probably a smart move. You don't want drivers to say the wrong thing and ruffle the wrong feathers. But I'm guessing everybody's going to the hauler tonight.
Oh, for sure. We're going to see a lot of people in the hauler. I have to have a long chat with a few people. At the same time, if we did do interviews, probably we get a lot of people booed like Denny Hamlin. We call Bowman a hack. That was an interesting interview, and I was there. It was very interesting seeing someone booed in their home state. So currently, the only threat to JD Laird right now will be the 38 car directly behind him, and whoever may have the cleanest car, which would also mean the 93 has a shot at to even win this race tonight.
Here we go. 8 laps to go. Green flag in the air. JD gets an excellent restart. Bob Eldred's going to try to keep that second spot. He does. Isaac Wilson right behind them in that third spot. With just 7 laps to go, we are already single file. Coming to 6 laps to go, we are single file through the top 10. Aaron Cavan's our first driver trying to pass somebody on the inside. That's Jason Hickenbottom. And that 33 of David Harding goes way wide. Still side by side for this 7th and 8th position. They are going to bump. The 44 is going to go into the wall and lose a couple positions. Still waiting to see him populate back up on the racetrack. But up front, it is all J.D. Laird, but Bob Eldridge is right on his back bumper.
If we're looking for the 44, we won't see him either. He's also been shown the cross flags for the night.
Wow, and that wasn't even his fault. He got bumped mid-turn, giving him whatever X amount of penalty. That's very unfortunate on his account.
As they say, that's just short track racing for you.
Yeah. 3 laps to go. Up front is JD Laird, followed in very close pursuit by Bob Eldridge in 3 and 4. Heading back towards the line. 2 laps to go. Dual popsicle sticks.
If he is smart, he'll wait to the white flag to make a move.
Yeah, most likely do it in 3 and 4. Lap and a half away from crowning a winner here at Martinsville for the Roar Before the Storm. White flag in the air. Tropical travels. White flag in the air. Heading towards turn 3 for the final time. Is Bob Eldridge going to use that bumper? He's going to dive it in. Little bit of contact, but JD is going to win here at Martinsville Speedway. Wow. What a race. It's been a very long race. Usually the Thunderstorm League of Racing events are maybe an hour and 10 minutes tops. But this was hectic. This was crazy. Remember, we are not doing post-race interviews per race control. But JD Laird, your winner. Here are the results for the race tonight. JD Laird, as we just mentioned, wins the race. Bob Eldridge in second. Isaac Wilson in third. Jeff Ramsdale fourth. Fifth goes to Aaron Cavan. Sixth, Samuel Harrell. Seventh goes to Tom Ogle. Eighth to Sean Lester. Tony Arrington in ninth. And 10th, David Harden. And the rest of the field were multiple laps down. Only 10 drivers running towards the finish tonight. So, Devin, closing statements. Go.
Well, this race was definitely one to be remembered, but also quickly forgotten. The finish was great. I'm glad we got actually a nice clean flag run at the very end, and then actually had a decent attempt at a pass for the win. It was very strategically thought out. But I know we're better than this. So hoping that when we go to Homestead next week, we'll have a great race, a great finish to the season, something to cleanse the palate.
Yeah, and I 100% stuff to be figured out through the week to where we are going to get that kind of event next Wednesday to crown a champion for the third time in the Thunderstorm League of Racing. But for the broadcast tonight, that is Devin Mosley. I am AJ Capola. You have a wonderful evening. Have a safe rest of the week. Stay cool. Stay classy. We will see you on the next broadcast, everybody. Peace out.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.